How's it going then, guys? So it is a reaction to Crystal Palace 4, Aston Villa 1. Villa have lost a Premier League game. And in the grand scheme of things, it really does put into question what are Villa's ambitions going ahead now for the next few games. Because with this result tonight, it really does scream a make or break game for Friday night's game against Cardiff City in the FA Cup. And what Villa are ultimately going to try and achieve this season. I could sit here and say I'm angry, I'm livid, but honestly, I just feel really deflated. I feel really disappointed with what I've seen tonight, and I think everyone's going to feel the same coming into it. We get a point against Liverpool, we get a win against Chelsea, two results there which on paper we were all thinking was going to be difficult, given the opposition. But yet Villa managed to stay resolute and gain 4 points from it. We're going against the Crystal Palace team that, okay, maybe picking up some points, 4 wins in the last 6 games. However, they are still a bit of an inconsistent side. You're sitting there and thinking, well, given what we have achieved, Villa can go and get something away from home. Yes, away-wise, we're not been great this season, but Villa can still go and do it. And you know what? First off, yes, we conceded the goal, but ultimately we were still in the game and we were still giving ourselves a good accountability for ourselves by giving us a really good chance going forward. But it's the second half where it lies for Aston Villa tonight. It's where we ultimately falter and where I sit here and just feel like, you know what, this season's done for me. For me, if we don't win the FA Cup game and ultimately don't go on and make the FA Cup our priority this season, is a real absolute shambles what's happened this year. There is a lot we could talk about going into the game. Formation wise, it's quite poor. Why are we not starting the likes of Malin, by the way, who you've spent £40 million on? Why is he not playing a game tonight? Asensio, especially, he could have come on and played to go, he would have made a real impact. I know he's played the 90 minutes in the last game against Chelsea, but given the fact he scored 2 goals and the impact he made there, that would have made sense. It would have also made sense to probably see us go for a much stronger team here tonight and then go in favour for rotation against Cardiff City on Friday, given the size of the opposition we're playing there. But, what do we know? We're only football fans. There's just a lot you could really discuss about tonight with what's gone wrong. There is a lot here to discuss that is just... It's painfully obvious what's not working, but yet it seems like it's almost translating differently on what we're seeing on the pitch. Tactically, we're looking slow and the football is absolutely boring. The goal we actually get comes from punting it forward rather than passing it out from the back. If you don't have a good defence as it is, and bear in mind the defence that we have where we're conceding goals alarmingly quick and alarmingly simplistically, then why are we playing it out of the back with a defensive lineup that's had to be readjusted once again going into half time? Why are we doing it? Why can't we just change our style of play? We don't have a good defence this season. We haven't had it all season. Why are we still persistent with playing out the back? It doesn't work. It invites pressures onto us. And given the players that we have in that defensive lineup, why would you do it? We're seeing players like John McGinn tonight, absolutely woeful, and is really seriously questioning what is he doing. For as good as Jacob Ramsey can be, is he a player that's really improving at the club anymore? Is he somebody that's really kicking on forward? Leon Bailey, just wipe your hands with him because he's just not doing it this season. He's only had one good season since he's come here. Just let the player go and just start afresh with somebody else. Start afresh with Malin. Just let him take a go on it because Leon Bailey just ain't cutting it anymore. Tielemans is playing every game at the moment. He's somebody that could really do with a rest. Yes, he's consistently good. And yes, he's probably one of those players that you look in that Aston Villa team and say he's shining well. But he needs to rest. What happens when he gets injured? We ain't got anybody else. Squad rotation. Attacking wise, Morgan Rogers, for as good as he can do, he can't realistically play a game. He's not the one that can be scoring every game. And again, he took a great goal today. But ultimately, squad rotation, that needs to be adjusted. But it's just not happening. There's just not a lot of energy I want to give out. Because if they're not giving energy for it, why should I give any energy? We're not seeing the rewards on the pitch. We're not seeing it in terms of results. The inconsistency is laughable. And this idea that we're going to get a European finish this season, okay, yes, mathematically, still possible, and you never know. But results like tonight just don't help the cause. And quite frankly, and I think most of us can agree on this, we don't deserve it. We've not been good enough this season. We're not looking like the same team that not bullied the league, but showed a lot of courage and fight last season to get that 4th place finish. We're miles off that team, and bear in mind, it's a lot of the same players still. Yes, injuries have happened. Yes, things have been substantial. The 5 games in 14 days isn't helpful, but ultimately you have to kick on and play with it. That doesn't change the fact that defensively we are a shambles. It doesn't change the fact that going forward we are becoming predictable and boring. It doesn't change the fact that squad rotation doesn't seem to exist in Unai Emery's mind until we get to the second half of the season when the games come thick and fast. You need to squad rotate from day one. You don't go into a season, change the odd midfield player in Ross Barkley for Onana, for Ross Barkley, for Tielemans. You don't do that. You need to be doing it constantly throughout the game, otherwise you get your injuries. And now we're kind of reaping those effects. We didn't rotate enough at the start. We're now paying the price. We didn't perhaps, manage the flow of the games better. We're now seeing the effects of that, and it's now come to bite us back in the position where we are in the league, where oppositions around us are gaining points. We're not capitalising and showing any form of consistency, and we're not showing a team that is ready for European football. We couldn't do it in the Conference League. Even if we can somehow get past Bruges, we've still got to play Liverpool or PSG, wherever that may be. And do any of us particularly feel confident? I'd feel more confident against Liverpool, but ultimately I don't really see us going any further than that. So for me, this season, let's just scrap off the league. Let's just go for whatever we can in that position and just go and win the FA Cup. Go and secure Europe through that stage. But really, just win some silverware. Just give us something to be proud of and actually achieve it. Because if we've got a chance of anything, that is our best chance. Go and do that. Go and get the silverware there and bring something back. Because ultimately, if you're not going to achieve it through the league with a consistent run of form or any signs of life, then don't do it at all. Because you're just going to let the fans down even more than you have tonight. But that has been my reaction to the game. Leave in the comments down below what you thought. We obviously do move on to that game against Cardiff City. If we do lose that, then for me, season's pretty much over. We can give up now. But we have to wait and see. So yeah, leave in the comments down below and leave us your thoughts for the game that we've just watched tonight.